You know I need to make a dollar. Said it costs a living hell gone high. Darling, I don't know what to do. Stockyard Blues, no kidding. It was running the time. And I got the streetcar. It was early in the morning. For a streetcar fare was 11 cents. And it went up, and I forgotten. So I gave the man 11 cents. He said, man, it's 2 cents more. So I gave him the 2 cents. And then I just kept putting together and kept putting together. And I went to the butcher. He said, I got a raise on my meat. He didn't say 4 cents, but he said raise. I just kept putting together. So after I started singing on the street, then the same fella, Big Bill Blooms, he said, man, you better lay away from that number. Somebody gonna take it. So I didn't sing it no more on the street. On and on and on. And never could get nothing clucking, you know. I mean, I just worked locally, made a buck, you know, but not what I think I should have made at the time. A little later on, the fellas was catching, you know. They make one fair number and they gone. But I didn't make it.
Most of the guys have to, of course, have a day job to support their music, or else work whatever jobs they can during the week. Music jobs during the week, of course, in Chicago are few and far between, but with the Blue Monday and the Sunday afternoon and evening scene, there are jobs. A guy can conceivably work Friday and Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, Monday, Blue Monday jobs, which don't pay much. If a guy is proficient enough, he can cop an occasional record date as a sideman, which is just about the equivalent of a week's work in a club, or a weekend's work in a club at scale. But most of the guys have jobs, and of course, being black and being not in the upper economic class and educational class, naturally these jobs are quite menial and can be I think, very demoralizing. The guys are subject to all the pressures of the black community, plus the fact that they're musicians.
Well, I think you can make it hard for yourself and make it easy for yourself, but it's really a hard life because a whole lot of people don't understand the blues, and some mock the blues and some really love it, but I play the blues because I like them, really.
It dropped out of sight for a while. I don't know what happened, but then all of a sudden it came back. Because everybody left the blues and went for rock and roll. I mean, if you couldn't you couldn't do the thing, you know, you had nothing going for you. So, but all of a sudden, I don't know how it got back, but it's back now. And I mean, if you don't play the blues now, then you got nothing going for you now. I mean, you know, you got to be able, honestly, to play a little all of it. A little rock, a little roll, a little blues, a little...
What would you rather play?
Me? Blues. That's right off the bat, blues. I'm a blues man.
I love it. I said to change your mind, honey. Want you to come on back home to me. Hey, I'll be waiting on the corner, Lord.
want to thank you for your kindness. You've been my guide through the thick and thin. Can't help because you were. Wanna thank you for your kindness, honey. You've been my guide through the thick and thin, yeah. Sometimes.
What gives black people the blues? I don't know. It's something difficult to explain. Some white people have soul. They have compassion. They have warmness, but they don't have. It's pretty difficult to try to explain to you what being black is. And I'm sure you've heard the story. You've never lived until you've been black on Saturday night. There's something about it that no, I don't think any white person could ever really feel, ever really realize.
I think it's really impossible for him to break down the blues like I do it because he don't have the voice to do it with. It's not saying that he haven't had the harder times I had. Some of them, maybe they hadn't. And they love the blues as good as I do, but it wasn't for a white man to sing deep blues as me, not yet. After a while, you know, it'd be another century, then probably be one born.
I think probably American white kids have discovered that they lack a culture of their own. They find a shallowness in most of the popular music today, which is happily not there, not present in the black community. You can't deny the function of the beat, making one happy, and blues have a definite beat. Blues express, I think, a lot of the emotions that kids are increasingly aware of. And I don't know, I mean, you know, one could say rock came from blues, and the kids, you know, are coming to blues through rock. Most of the kids they first listen to maybe the Grateful Dead, then they'll find out that one of the Grateful Dead performances is an imitation of a Junior Wells record, so they'll go find the Junior Wells record.
Yeah, baby. When the train was in the station around 6:45, Lord, that's when I thought that I heard my baby say, Junior, listen. Somebody better come in. Buddy, out! But you know that I know that she knows that somebody's doing me wrong. You know that I know that he knows that somebody's treating me wrong. Coming home in the morning and your crying won't make me stay. Buddy, do it one more time. Just one more time. Do it. But you know that I know that he know that somebody's doing it wrong. Come here. You know that I know that they know that somebody's doing it wrong. I'm coming home in the morning, and your crying won't make me stay.
I know everybody got a soul, as far as the thing that God gave us, but the kind of soul that we have, nobody has it. See, and until, we're in a world possible that you can express blues like we can. It's not possible because you've never been through blues.
It's very difficult to view something if you haven't been there, because then people look stupid to you. I really never understood hunger until I went on a fast. And then I look at television, I see a dog food commercial, and I wanted some. And then after I came off the fast, I started checking various stores in various cities and saying like, let me ask you, how much dog food do you sell? And in St. Louis, Missouri, they sell more dog food in the stores next to the projects where the people are not permitted to have dogs. And for the first time, I was aware of how many people was eating dog food. And the only way I got aware of that is, man, you sit and look at a television commercial and be hungry, man. And they talk about a diet, man, and talk about the nutrition value. And I'm more protected in that can of dog food if I'm poor and hungry with a family than I am going into the supermarket shopping on my own, because the government don't give me that protection in the meat counter. And so consequently, when you start looking at these things, and then for the first time I started realizing, what crime in the street is all about. It's television. When I was poor and hungry, everybody was poor and hungry in my community. But if I had television when I was a kid, it's different going to bed hungry when I was a kid with no television than it is today when one commercial show you more food than you're going to get in 5 years. And dig it, television never show a half a loaf or nothing. They never show a piece of cake. They never show a piece of pork chop. They never show a used car. And when they do advertise used cars, they probably using new ones just to trick you down and make you think they look this good. And so consequently, we got the poorest people in the land that's being forced every day on commercials to look at the most luxurious products.
In many instances, black people have just given up on happiness in this world, so they look forward to a bigger and a better and a more fine world, which awaits them upon death.
Pains, trials, tribulations, and heartaches. And not only that, God wipes away the tears and secure this bliss, for his love promotes that which we shall eventually attain. My children,
There's an inert feeling in black people that, things ain't gonna be bad always. Someday, something's gonna be all right. If not in this world, certainly in the next.
I started getting closer to God. I started going to church more. I started praying more. And then I just started switching from blues to religion songs. man, he got me getting happy. When I'm gone, it come no more. Child, I know you're gonna miss me. When I miss me by my moan, I miss me by my phone. Child, I know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone, gone, gone. When I'm gone, but it comes no more. Church, I know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone, gone, gone. When I'm gone, it come no more. Church, I know you're gonna miss me when miss me by my walk, miss me by my toe. Child, I know you're gonna miss me when Then I imagined he thought about the church. When I'm gone, it come no more. Church, I know you're gonna miss me when you're gonna miss me by my song. You're gonna miss me by my song. Child, I know you're gonna miss me when
City life was so different from country life that the blues had to change if it was to have any meaning for the new urban generation. Performers adopted electric instruments and PA systems. At first, just so that they could be heard above the noise in the crowded taverns and clubs where they played. Then they began using these new electric sounds for their own sake, and their music became harder, tougher, more in keeping with their new environment. If you're poor and black in Chicago, home is either a decaying slum or this. A public housing project. $70 million worth of concrete. 16 stories high. 1,000 people to a building.